everyone, welcome to Things Lucy Reads. I'm Luce and this is my plug and readathon wrap-up video. I have 5 books on my TBR for the plug and readathon. One of the books on that TBR got changed. Originally my book for the Check Out Your Library's Digital Services prompt was The Guild by Felicia Day and Jim Rugg. I ended up DNFing that 41 pages in. I understand it's like a prequel to a web series and that probably all of the things that I was really annoyed about would have been resolved, maybe even by the end of the volume. But I've never seen The Guild and it's no longer on YouTube because it's on Canadian Netflix. And I don't live in Canada, which means the only way it's possible for me to watch it is to either pirate it or download a VPN and tell the VPN that I'm in Canada. Then I'll be able to watch Canadian Netflix. But VPNs take a lot of time and the good ones cost money and I just honestly don't know if I care that much. After 41 pages and being hit in the face one after the other with abusive relationship, ineffectual therapist trope, I won't take my antidepressant trope, internet friends are not real friends, I want you to make a connection with real people, and a bunch of other stuff that I wasn't happy with, I gave up and I returned it to my library and I found another book to borrow from there which I actually really wanted to read, and that was How to Live Safely in a Science Fictional Universe by Charles Yu, which I had put on my TBR after seeing Perpetual Pages wrap it up in March of 2016. And I know this because I stalked their Goodreads to find out when they read it and then went back through their channel to find the video to remind myself what they'd said. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I do want to read it again somewhere down the track, but I think I will do that in physical form. My library doesn't have a physical copy of it, but I might buy my own because it was a really good story and I enjoyed the discussions that it contained on time travel and how it's not really possible to change the past because the past has already happened and there's no way that you as a single person have enough power in the universe to fuck everything up by changing one thing. At the heart of it, it was about this guy, also called Charles Yu, who fixes time machines for a living. And when he was young, his father kind of tried to invent a time machine, but didn't really succeed at it. And then he did, and he disappeared out of time and could not be found again. So Charles has kind of been on a low-key quest for his entire life to find his father, and in the meantime he fixes time machines for other people who try to go back to places that they shouldn't be and change things that shouldn't and can't be changed. They also all live in this universe called Universe 31, which is a man-made universe, and it was incomplete. There was some kind of bureaucratic issue towards the end of its being built, and it was never actually finished. So everyone in it kind of has this sense of something fundamental missing because the universe that they live in literally is not complete. And Luke Skywalker is a real person there. It's what's called a science fictional universe, which is explained in the text, but I didn't really take in enough of it to kind of explain that. It was really good, and I do recommend it if you want to read a story on time travel that's really different from any other time travel stories that I've ever read. So that was the last book that I read. Before that I read the current entirety of the webcomic Heart of Gold by Viv Tanner and Eli Baum. It's about this pianist called Ionel who has albinism, and he also has a visual condition called nystagmus, and it means that he can't see things clearly and can't read the music on pages to play the piano, and just wants to, you know, try and get that fixed. And he goes to mass every week, and the priest there, whose name is Dunan, is a faith healer, and Ionel joins the line for the faith healing every single week, but whenever he gets to the front of the line, the priest goes, "That's all for today, come back next week." And it happens again and again and again, and he just never gets this healing. And eventually he kind of goes back outside of mass and strikes up a friendship with this priest, and then there's a report that someone has been killed, and it has, that death has some mysterious connection with the priest and the faith healing, but we don't quite know what that is yet. I think eventually it's going to be a romance between Dunan and Ionel, but the 160 pages that are up so far don't really contain any confirmation of that, except for some extremely tense homosexual longing maybe I was projecting, but oh my god, I kept turning the page going, just grab his face, just kiss him, like, oh, like, yes. Anyway, it was really good. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I would have given it 5 stars, but I just wanted more answers than there were at this point. Like, I know that it's very early days. It literally is only 160 pages, and there's nothing else yet because it's currently on hiatus. So it is going to be a very slow burn because, yeah, it's a webcomic. Probably if you're Catholic and have been to Mass, you would get, like, you would recognize more of the symbolism than I caught on to. But yeah, but that was really good. I will leave a link to the page down below if you want to read it. Definitely recommend it. The next book that I read was a Star Trek comic volume called Starfleet Academy, and it was written by Mike Johnson, Ryan Parrott, and Derek Charm. I had this for NetGalley technically, but I didn't download it in time before it was archived, so I ended up having to buy my own copy. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. It was perfect. It was the perfect Star Trek story. It was the perfect Starfleet Academy story. It had 2 dual storylines, one involving Kirk and Uhura, and to some extent also Spock. And then there was another storyline set several years later about a Vulcan student called Talan who was conflicted about her decision to join Starfleet Academy, and whether or not that was the right path for her, or whether she should go back to New Vulcan and help the repopulation of her species. But yeah, it had everything. It had like mysterious conspiracies, it had Vulcans making friends, it had rising above people's expectations of you, it had striving to be better than you thought you were, it had meeting challenges head on, and space and adventure and time travel. It was wonderful, and I definitely recommend it. Because I had it for NetGalley, I did write a little bit of a review, and I will link that in the description bar as well. And I definitely recommend that you check that book out if you are at all interested, because it was fantastic. And I don't think any other Starfleet Academy story that I ever read will be quite as good as that one. Amazing. So those were the only like full books that I read for this readathon. I did also last night read 2 chapters of Heart of the Lost Star by Megan Durr. This is the physical copy, but I promise I read those 2 chapters on my ebook copy. Really enjoying it so far. I've read this before. I love it to pieces, so I'm anticipating that I'm going to love it to pieces again. And I'm just going to finish it off in this time in between readathons. Because yeah, I have been wanting to reread this ever since I read it for the first time. So that is how my plug and readathon went. I read 3 full books and 2 like bits of 2 other books for a total of 515 pages over 6 days, which is not bad. Not as good as I'd hoped, and I didn't get to Akatar, so you're gonna have to wait to see whether I love or hate that. So that is my plug and readathon wrap up. If you joined this readathon as well, please let me know how you went. If you have a vlog or a wrap up video, link it down below and I will check it out. Feel free to leave a comment if you've read any of these books and tell me what you thought of them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.